sit back, relax, and enjoy, because, ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime!
It's not gonna happen, and Daniel McMillan,
Pennsylvania native, kept here winning here at Pocono.
Third win of the season, and win the championship.
Ryan Benjamin with the last lap pass.
And he is going to score the victory in the Minute Maid 300.
Salmon Oskin, third win of the season.
He's gonna get it and only leads 3 laps today!
Welcome to the NOFSRL.
Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is race number 4 in the NOFSRL Turkey Hill Truck Series. We are here at the Iowa Speedway here on this Saturday afternoon in September for the Casey's General Store 200. Yes, this is race 4. Race 3 was done by Matt Tuck over there on the Velocistar Racing Network, and a huge thank you to him for pulling off some of these races this season, and congratulations to Audrey Baranowskis for winning that race at Watkins Glen. But the Turkey Hill Trucks are back on Napa Fan for the 998th race on Napa Fan. 2 weeks from now, the 1000th race from Twin Ring Motegi in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series exhibition. But right now, the focus is on the Truck Series. Early on in the season, we are here at the Iowa Speedway for 50 laps around the 0.875 mile speedway in Newton, Iowa. A lot of numbers attached to this one. And I'm joined alongside Nathan Stapleton and Josh Williamson for the call. This one, now Josh, you called last week's race at Watkins Glen. That was a road course. This is a short track. How similar is the racing going to be here, even though they're completely different racetracks? Do you think we're going to see something very similar here at Iowa compared to what we saw last week at Watkins Glen?
Well, you're going to see a lot of passing here for sure. Watkins Glen is one of those road courses where you see a lot of passing, more so than other road courses. Absolutely, you're going to see a lot of battling here, and as the runs go on and the field gets more spread out, you're definitely going to see strategy come in, and we saw a strategy come in at Watkins Glen, the late pit strategy with Audrey Baranowskis going down earlier than everyone else and having the momentum coming around that 3.5 mile road course. She pit earlier and it allowed her to get in front of the field and get the win. So this could become a strategy race, but there's going to be a lot of battling going on around this track. This is going to be a fun race here in the Hawkeye State for sure.
Definitely will be here from Iowa. Of course, only 50 laps of action, a bit of a short race, but there will be a cycle of pit stops in this event. So like Audrey Baranowskis did last week, you could see someone kind of do that undercut and possibly gain an advantage on everybody if we get green flag pit stops at some point throughout the race. And it should be fun to see how it all goes down here in the Turkey Hill Truck Series from Iowa. Stacy Stickler is the points leader, 94 points towards the championship. And she's had a good run. The past few races, finished third last week at Watkins Glen. Now she sits atop the point standings, but right behind her, only 2 points behind, is Trey Bartow, winner of the first race of the season. Eric Monaco, Hearst Dash Series champion, 5 points behind. Christopher Alphaby, 6 points behind. And Joe Rutkowski, who starts in the 5th position here today, 7 points behind coming into this event. But we're still early on in the season. Points don't mean too much right now. Only unless you're Stuart Gretton there sitting with only 7 points, 37th in the standings. You may want to actually try to get some points in this race. We'll have to see what Grattan does here at Iowa. But either way, get these guys to roll off here. Ethan Lewis won the pole yesterday, and he'll be starting alongside Eli Bright in the number 8 machine. A couple of guys who have not won in a long time. As a matter of fact, Ethan Lewis has never won before in Napa Fam, so a huge opportunity for Lewis there in the 53. Owen Miles will be starting the inside of rookie Lewis and Kayla in the 88 machine. I mentioned Joe Rutkowski alongside Trey Smith, their Turkey Hill Series champion. They're starting in the 3rd row. Braden Perez alongside Dan Park in the number 66 machine, and then Colton Yeo alongside the 41, driven by Keegan Thompson for Tempest Motorsport. Tristan Allen's team there with a top 10 run in qualifying. You get these guys to roll up here from Iowa. And like I said, Ethan Lewis in the number 53 starting on the pole position. Going to start with you, Nathan. Who do you think is going to go to victory lane here in the Casey's General Store 200 at Iowa?
Well, Iowa is a very short track, and I think it could be either a wreck fest or a strategy and track decision. But I think the 98 of Owen Miles will get the job done, but who knows, it could be a wreck fest, like I said, and we could see a random surprise winner here at this short track. It's going to be interesting here at Iowa.
What about you, Josh? You saw what these guys were capable of at Watkins Glen last weekend. Who do you think's at the upper edge here at Iowa here today?
I'm going to go with the lad right behind Owen Miles. Going to go with Joe Rakowski there in the 10. Saw him bounce back late for a great finish at Watkins Glen here at Iowa, starting up towards the front. With this going to be a strategy race, I'm calling it now. Look for him to get a great finish here in the Hawkeye State.
We'll have to see how it all goes down. The Casey's General Store 200 is green from the Iowa Speedway, racing back on Napa Fan here on this September afternoon. And a great jump out of Ethan Lewis at the start of the race. He's going to lead the first lap, get a bonus point towards the championship for that right there. But there's Joe Rakowski from the 5th starting position, all the way up to 2nd. Contact there between him and Braden Perez. But Rakowski's going to move to the inside for the race lead on lap 2. And they may take him 3 wide as Perez moves to the inside. But Rakowski takes it away and leads lap number 2.
Holy smokes. That 97 Brandon Perez getting right up against Joe Rakowski, pushing him down the back stretch and got down to the inside, made it 3 wide. What a move right off the gate. But he's out there by himself. He's going to be a sit and duck if they get right back up to him in a few laps. But look, they were going to be side by side back there for about 5th place. I think that's Fitzwater moving in. Yes, it is. The 9 is Zachary Fitzwater in behind the number 83 of Colton Yo. And he'll try to go for the 4th position as they get singled out in turn number 3.
And there goes Colton Yo to the inside of Ethan Lewis. Lewis starting to fall back just a little bit there in the 53 machine. Perez got around Joe Rakowski. He's led the most laps so far. Here comes Fitzy, though, looking for his 2nd win of the season. His teammate Lewis Ankale there at Beast Racing. This might be the last season Beast Racing participates in the NOFSRL, so definitely a lot at stake for these guys. And Kelly gonna power down to the inside of Fitzwater there. That's for the 4th position. And Rakowski looking to get back to the inside of the 97 for the race lead.
Some good old-fashioned Saturday short track racing, bang and bang, and that's what we've seen already. Plus, I didn't mention about him, but I didn't really see him inside the top 10, so he came out of nowhere. But now Rakowski going to take the race lead back in that number 10 here at Iowa. Rakowski looking really strong in that number 10.
Yeah, Joe Rakowski definitely looking strong here. And I mentioned in qualifying yesterday that he may have won this race last year. He didn't. It was Skylar Perry who won it, but I have a feeling Rakowski's done good at a track like this before. Actually, Turkey Hill Series at Richmond, and caution on the racetrack. Scott Upton in the outside wall for Natring Racing. And Colton Yo in the 83 was in a battle there with Stacy Stickler, but Yo will remain in the 4th position. And it looks like it was just the 0 that was involved in this one. Our first caution of the day here in the Casey's General Store 200, and everybody gonna come down the pit lane here and service their race trucks, even though we are not in the fuel window yet. So these guys are going to have to make another stop in this race after this one. But a lot of wild stuff going on there in those first few laps. Joe Rakowski leads the field here in the number 10.
And he's likely going to be one of the first trucks off the pit road here, as you see the others getting down there into their pit stalls, but potentially from the incident there. Pretty sure the 0 Scott Upton may have even got some help. We'll take a look at the replay in a second. Meantime, as Rakowski and everyone else comes down into their pit stalls, we'll watch to see what adjustments they get. Looks like it's going to be 2 tires so far for Ruddy, but watch for the other side to go up. Nope. He's going to come right out, and he will be first off pit road by the looks of it. Yes, he will.
And it does look like the number 33 of Hergel Irvin Alonso stayed out. And so did Kukalon, Eli Bright, couple of guys here. Isaac Nichols in the 14, so a little bit of strategy play. It was early on in the run right there, but they're going to come down here. I'm wondering if there's a bit of confusion with a couple of these guys incoming down the pit lane. So that'll lead way to Rutkowski remaining in the race lead. But big incident there between Scott Upton, and it may have involved Fisher G as well, because I saw him teleport to the pit lane. He may have just had a tire issue possibly in the 25, so he's going to get back out there, defending champion. But either way, let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the first caution of the day here in the Casey's General Store 200 from Iowa. Joe Rakowski, a race leader here in the 4th race of the season. And here we are in lap 7. Scott Upton. Went in there a little too deep, overshot it, and Jesse Turner was there to his outside. And they go spinning around in turn number 1, and Audra Baranowskis, last week's winner, nowhere to go in the 51. A little bit of a different sight for Baranowskis here this weekend, but that's unfortunately how it goes sometimes. And Baranowskis, who won this race 2 years ago, doesn't look like she's going to win it this year here at the Iowa Speedway. Scott Upton hard in the outside wall. He is going to be out of the race in that number 0 machine.
So watching again here at full speed, you're going to see Scott Upton do a full send. Jesse Turner just goes too deep. They all go into the wall, and Baranowskis just absolutely just terrible luck, just nowhere to go right up in the middle of that group. And how about this crazy go to the line here, lots of 3 wide just to get any piece of real estate these guys can get.
We're going to focus with Fisher G in the 25, who we saw teleport to the pit lane there. Part of me is wondering if they jammed it up. Yep, they did. Yikes. And that's why Alonso's had his issues. That's why we saw him coming down the way he did. I think that stalled both Alonso and Fisher G. Wow, and they really jammed it up there coming off the corner, and that shook things up a little bit. Gonna be interesting to see how that affects the rest of the race. Will we get another caution in this event? Will we not? And will we have green flag pit stops later on? It should be fun. Get back to the restart here in the Casey's General Store 200 from the Iowa Speedway. We're back here at the Iowa Speedway, and Pace Truck's going to pull off right here from the Casey's General Store 200. Joe Rakowski, Braden Perez, Colton Yo, Sebastian Kukulon, and Isaac Nichols. Kukulon and Nichols stayed out. We'll have to see if they're a little bit slower compared to the rest of the field here, as they have slightly worn tires compared to the guys in front. But Rakowski only took 2 tires, so we'll have to see how it all goes down. Back to racing in Iowa, Rakowski and Perez, top 2 drivers here on lap 12.
Here comes Perez to the inside, but Wakowski got a decent one up top. But I think Perez might send it. No, oh boy, they're sending it back there for 4th place. And a wild restart already here at Iowa, and the 97 is out front, but here comes, I believe, the number 83 of Colton Yo up to 2nd.
Yeah, Colton Yo looking really fast right there in the 83 machine, and he may get a run to the inside of Braden Perez for the top position. But how about our points leader, Stacy Stickler? And there goes the 83 to the inside. Alexander Rowe and Mason Brown are down the pit lane. A couple of guys in the back of the field down the pit lane, I do believe. We remain green here at Iowa on lap 14. Colton Yo, your new race leader here at the Casey's General Store 200. Braden Perez, Joe Rakowski, Stacy Stickler, and Louis Zankala. A couple of rookies up front here, like Perez and Stickler and Zankala. And this race was won by a rookie last year as Perez moves back to the inside to take the race away on lap 15.
Stickler's going to look on the inside of Colton Yo as well. Not quite going to get there. Rakowski just waiting in the wings there in the 4th place. Going to take a look to the inside as Stickler's going to slide up through 3 and 4. They're going to be side by side off turn number 4. Give it to Stickler at the line, but Rakowski's on that bottom line into turn 1. Looks like he's going to get the edge there as filling up the mirror right behind is the number 88 of Louis Zankala, going to try to get up in there and battle with Stacy Stickler.
Yeah, Zankala's going to get a position there in the 91, so will Dan Park in the 66, and Dan Park, a veteran, the Napa fan right here, was in the series last year, and if I'm not mistaken, won at least one of the races last year in the Turkey Hill Truck Series, so he's a veteran to these truck races, and holding down to the inside there of Louis Zankala there for the 4th position. Stickler going to get back to the inside of Zankala. Dale Lighting, pole sitter Ethan Lewis, Ashlyn Boyd, and Trey Smith, the top 10. Then Kukulon and Nichols haven't fallen off too much right here. Elijah Gordon in the 12 machine, moving up fairly well in this one. Then you got Fitzwater, Brandon Nelson, Landon Smith Jr. in the back of the field as well, scuffling for position. And if this becomes a strategy race, which if we stay green to the end, we will have a green flag cycle of pit stops. those guys could be in a catbird seat to possibly pull strategy and steal this win away. But Braden Perez looking to steal this win away from everybody else as he's holding on to the race lead ahead of Colton Yo here on lap 19 at Iowa.
Perez out front in that power number 97, but Colton Yo, a very good driver on that fan, let's say looking, I believe, on that fan of Perez. And these two have checked out from 3rd place right now. We have to wait and see if anyone else can catch up.
It's been a great day and a great season so far for Stacy Stickler in her first ever run on Napa Fan. Obviously had that great run at Watkins Glen last week, and she's going for another podium finish here in trucks to the inside of Dan Park there for the 3rd position. And, you know, last week at Watkins Glen, Josh, you saw how the strategy played out, and you ended up with guys who really weren't up front at the beginning of the race, finishing up front in that race, and Stacy Stickler was one of those guys. So, do you think she might pull something off very similarly here today? Maybe get the win? Maybe he won't answer. Lewis Ankela to the inside of Joe Rakowski there. That is for the 5th position. And Rakowski's falling back a little bit right there. Dale Lightning in the 67 starting to move up. Ethan Lewis, Ashley Lloyd, Trey Smith, they're all on each other here in the top 10. Colton Yo's got a run this time around to the inside of Braden Perez on lap 22. And Colton Yo, who, if I'm not mistaken, has only won the Christmas Eve 500 on Napa Fan, looking for his first win outside of that event. Going to take it away here on lap 23 at Iowa.
Colton Yo, a very good driver, at least on super speedways, but now on a short track, trying to steal a win from everyone else. And Colton Yo looking awfully strong out front, but here comes the 66 out of nowhere, and a couple of other drivers that we haven't seen so far up inside the top 5, top 10.
Yeah, Dan Park, Dale Lightning, North State Racing teammates here, looking to get Davey Johnson some more things to cheer about. Of course, Trey Smith won the Turkey Hill Series Championship for North State Racing a couple of weeks ago at Darlington, and now Dan Park and the number 67 Dale Lightning running very strong here at Iowa. Elijah Gordon there running in the 11th position, and a lap down right now is the 77 machine of Alexander Rowe. I believe that a few guys are a lap down or more. Stuart Gradden again with another pathetic finish. I don't know what exactly is going on with this team, but they have not figured it out yet at Trans-Tasman Racing on the number 21 at least. Alexander Rowe, 45 at Mason Brown. Eric Monaco, that's 3rd in the points right there, falling to 33rd. And the 25 of Fisher Hughes saw his issue under the caution. So those guys are multiple laps down. Keith Martin has retired in the 35, and then obviously we saw what happened to Scott Upton to bring out the caution earlier on. Halfway through the Casey's General Store 200, Colton Yo, Stacy Stickler all the way up to 2nd now, and she is coming to get a bonus point towards the championship for leading a lap. Trey Bartow's the guy she's battling with him this championship at the moment, and of course we are still early on in the season. Bartow is in a side-by-side battle with his teammate Silas Orta, all the way back in there for 21st. So Bartow, not the best of runs here at Iowa so far, and we'll have to see if he can hold on and maybe get a better finish than what he's got going for him right now. Landon Smith Jr. with a bold move to the inside of Elijah Gordon for 11th, and Smith Jr. is going to take that away. Back up front, Colton Yo looking to hold on to the race lead ahead of Stacy Stickler right here on lap 28 of 50 at Iowa.
He's doing really well at doing that so far, but Stickler trying to get up there, working that low line through turn 1 and 2. Everyone's staying pretty much single file right now. Dan Park back there trying to hold off the number 88 for 4th place as we see the 67 Dale Lightning go to the inside of the 97 of Braden Perez through 3 and 4. Alexander Rowe, he had a pretty good run going at Watkins Glen, but he fell off late, and here he is already off to a not so good start as we see the 8 on pit road of Eli Bright.
Yeah, I wonder if we're starting to see a cycle beginning right here, and I'm wondering, I don't know if Alexander Rowe and those guys who came in are going to have enough time to, or have enough fuel, I should say, to make it to the end of the race. I'm not 100% sure on what the fuel window is, and it's going to be interesting. Kukul on down, Eli Bright, Nichols down. The fuel window's about 30 laps because those guys stayed out under that caution, and now they're coming off the pit lane. line. Oh, brother.
Oh
my goodness.
Lord.
How did they do that? How in the world did they do that? That was scary. That was legitimately scary. That's going to be a review moment if we get the opportunity to. Colton Yo's going to lead him down the pit lane. We'll have to see what Nichols and all those guys, Eli Bright, Sebastian Kukulon, those three guys in particular, stayed out under the caution and just came down for their cycle. But these guys don't want to lose any time on tires. We saw what Alexander Rowe was doing there. He was flying through the field even though he was 2 laps down. He had the fresh Goodyears and he was starting to really cut his way through the field. So these guys know they cannot lose any advantage on this guys who just came down, because Iowa's one of those tracks where tire wear is very significant. Obviously, if we saw the real-life IndyCar races, we saw how much that came into effect. Colton Young will win the race off the pit lane of these guys. 91 of Stacey Stickler going to be right behind him. Dan Park, Louis Ankala, and Dale Lightning, the top 5 off the pit lane. And we'll have to see where the 14 and the 8 are going to file in here. They're going to gain a bit of time. They're going to move themselves inside the top 10, I do believe, with that strategy move. So a great move to stay out under that caution. Looks like they're going to gain a lot of track position here at Iowa, but no one is close to Colton Yo in the 83, looking to get his first ever win in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. Lap 33 of 50, and he's holding on here in the Casey's General Store 200.
And right now, Colton Yo with a pretty solid gap, about 3 or 4 tenths, it looks like. But Stacey Stickler, of course, the point leader, she's trying to catch up to Colton Yo, because once this all cycles out, that's going to be the ultimate battle for the race win.
It definitely will be, and Stickler has a shot at her first career Napa Fan win as the points leader, and whenever you win as the points leader in any Napa Fan series, that's always a telling sign of how well you're going to do throughout the rest of the season. Landon Smith Jr. moved up to 6th. Elijah Gordon is up to 7th. Those guys had great runs off the pit lane. Same with Ashlyn Boyd. Ethan Lewis fell back just a little bit. Braden Perez fell outside the top 10. Not a good stop for Perez. And I think those are the only guys who were running up front that ended up falling behind a little bit right there. Alexander Rowe and those guys who came down earlier, like Alexander Rowe and I'm trying to think the other guys who were also down the pit lane there. Alexander Rowe was one of them, and another guy who was also down the pit lane, I believe, was Eric Monaco, the number 79. Monaco is back a lap down, and I think those guys, including Mason Brown, are coming down the pit lane now, so that strategy is not going to work out for him. You see Alexander Rowe coming down the pit lane, so tough break for those guys. They're going to finish deep in the field. But for guys like Nichols, Kukulon, and Bright, who all stayed out under the caution, gained that track position, came down, and pulled the strategy, they're all inside or just about around the top 10 here. Isaac Nichols currently in 10th. Kukulon looking to take that away. Gordon in a battle there with Ethan Lewis. Ahead of them is Ashlyn Boyd. Then you got Landon Smith Jr., Dale Lightning, Louis Ankala, Dan Park, Stacey Stickler, and Colton Yo, who has a rather significant gap on the rest of the field right here in the number 83 for Andrews Racing. John Andrews, the owner of this team. They're looking to get a win here with the veteran driver Colton Yo here at Iowa, and he is starting to pull away from Stacey Stickler here in the Casey's General Store 200.
The gap just about a second there, 0.99 over the number 91 of Stacey Stickler. I almost wonder if she's just lagging behind right now, just saving her stuff. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see as we get later on in this race, as we're at 11 laps to go. Colton Yo, the gap closed in a little bit there, 4 100ths, but Stickler's going to need to gain a little bit quicker than that if she wants to get up there and get a win. But obviously, second place, that's a good points day already, even if she doesn't go up and get the win. But obviously, would absolutely love to go up there and get a win, have an even better points day. But not going to have that. Just slipped back a little more there, just about 1/10 a second there behind the 83 of Colton Yo. So got a little bit of work to do here before we get to the end of this thing.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how it all goes down in the points. We know that Stickler, as long as they finish the way they're currently running, we know that Stickler will definitely have the points lead. Big question is, what about the other guys? Because no one else, top 5 in points, is running in the top 10 right now. The next highest guy of those guys who came in top 5 in points is Christopher Alfby, all the way back in the 15th position. So Alvey's going to lose some ground in the Stickler, but Stickler's going to have a pretty significant lead heading into Charlotte next Friday night for the 999th race on Napa Fan. Definitely looking forward to that 1000th race coming up. You're going to be in it, Nathan, because you're in that number 97 over in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, but we're definitely looking forward to that 1000th race 2 weeks from now, right here on Napa Fan from the Twin Ring Motegi for the Chick-fil-A Cup Series exhibition event, international exhibition. It should be a fun one there from that about mile-and-a-half racetrack over there in Japan. And Colton Yo is pulling away in the number 83 machine. Stickler 1.5 seconds behind at this point. The only deciding factor may be Owen Miles in this number 99 machine. And Miles, not the best of runs for him right here. He may have had an issue on his pit stop down in the 29th position right now. Not the best of days for Miles after he started in the 3rd position. But Colton Yo right here, he's got 6 laps to go, and he's still pulling away from Stickler in this number 83 machine.
Colton Yo is by far, from the looks of it, the fastest truck on the racetrack right now. I don't think anyone can stop him. It's a bit unfortunate for Miles, because it seems like no matter who I pick, ends up being the commentators close and they get a bad one, so I'm really sorry to Owen Miles. But, back to the whole 1000th race on Napa Fan, that is insane, because 5 years ago I made my debut and now it's 1000. That's gonna be incredible.
Yeah, that's, I don't know how I did it, but here I am, September 2020. Actually, the race itself will actually be in October, but still. Here I am, 1000 races. I don't know how I did it, but all thanks to you guys for supporting me along the way, and, here's to 1,000 more. But we'll get to that 2 weeks from now. Right now, we got to finish here at Iowa, and it looks like it's going to be Colton Yo getting it done here in the Casey's General Store 200 in the Turkey Hill Truck Series, season number 7. Almost 2 seconds now on Stacy Stickler. Dan Park, Louis Ankela, and Landon Smith Jr. the top 5 with Dale Lightning, Elijah Gordon. Great run for Gordon. That's the first time we've really seen the Trans-Tasman Racing team really get up there. Obviously, they've had a lot of struggles with Stuart Craven so far this season. Good to see him have a good run with veteran Elijah Gordon. Ashland Boyd, a pole sitter with a pretty solid run. How about Andrew Williams finding his way inside the top 10 here late in the going as we got 2 laps to go. And Colton Yo is out of here in the number 83. John Andrews is going to be happy with this one, no doubt about it, as the white flag is in the air. Somebody, I believe, is blowing up. Last week's winner, Audra Baranowskis, but Colton Yo has taken the white flag, so regardless, we will have a green flag finish. That's a tough break for Baranowskis. She is going to end her day in the garage, most likely. But Colton Yo is going to end his day in Body Armor Victory Lane. Through turns 3 and 4, Colton Yo with a dominating performance late in the going. Yo's going to win the Casey's General Store 200 here at Iowa. Stickler second, Dan Park, Louis Ankela, Landon Smith Jr. The top 5 here at Iowa Speedway, then Dale Lightning, Elijah Gordon, Ashland Boyd, Ethan Lewis, and Braden Perez, the top 10. How about that performance out of Colton Yo here today at Iowa? Solid run for the Andrews Racing team, and Yo is going to go to victory lane here in the Casey's General Store 200 from the 34th position in points as well. So he more than doubles the amount of points that he had coming into this race. Solid run right there for Colton Yo. They're the official standings. Thoughts on that one, Josh? Great race here at Iowa, and Colton Yo pulled away with that race victory late in the going.
Absolutely, and it was going to be a strategy race. I thought it would be from the beginning. Watkins Glen ended up being a strategy race, but it was a good one, absolutely, and so was this race we saw here. Colton Yo did what Audrey Baranowskis did last week and got the win with strategy there, and unfortunately for these guys deep in the standings, 28th on back did not have a very good day at all, and poor Baranowskis, I mean, just blowing up on the final lap there, that's just the epitome of 2020. Go from the highest to highs to the lowest to lows. So tough to see that, but surely we'll be back and have a better run. And congratulations to Colton Yo. You're a Turkey Hill Truck Series winner here at Iowa.
Yeah, for the first time ever, I think Colton Yo has won a race other than the Christmas Eve 500. He gets it done here at the Iowa Speedway. But either way, thank you guys so much for watching. And here are the points. Stacy Stickler going to pull away in the points for now. But if you guys are going to creep their way up there. I think Christopher Alfie is going to be the new second guy in points. Going to be about do the math here very quickly, 16 points behind. Heading into Charlotte next weekend, so we could easily see Christopher Alfie take the points lead heading in to the 6th race of the season at Atlanta. Atlanta, that's going to be 2 weeks from now. That's going to be on the Velocistar Racing Network, so Matt's going to do Atlanta for us for the Lily Trucking 200. But Napa Truck Series, or should I say, that's the old name, Turkey Hill Truck Series will be live Friday night here on Napa Fan for the K&M 200 from Charlotte. But either way, thank you guys so much for watching. Congratulations to Colton, the other race winner here in the KC's General Store 200 at Iowa. And on behalf of Nathan Stapleton and Josh Williamson, thank you guys so much for watching. Here are the points for the Turkey Hill Truck Series after 4 races, and I will see you guys later.